Your inability to tolerate other people being upset with you, fawning. Your lifelong people-pleasing, fawning. Apologizing when you're the one hurt, fawning. Staying in a relationship when you feel unsafe, unseen, or smothered, fawning. Making yourself the easy one, fawning. Choosing silence over truth, fawning. Being the emotional shock absorber for everyone, fawning. It is not your fault. It is a brilliant survival strategy your nervous system built in response to keep you alive. But now, it's suffocating you. So how do we heal it? You're listening to Feral Feminine Philosophy, a woman's philosophy of life, death, rage, love, and every forbidden thought in between, by O.G. Solace. Chapter 3, The Fawn. Fawn. I am a fawn, newborn and weak. White spots adorn brown fur, my hunger deep. Guided only by instinct, I search feverishly for comfort, my warmth and safety now gone, having fallen to the hard earth. My bones rattled, the cold air stings my lungs. As I cry for my mother, she feeds me, then disappears back into the forest, leaving me alone, vulnerable, unsteady on my feet. Wolves circle me from afar. I am scared, though I do not yet know why. Something primal, deep within me, whispers, "Hush now, child. Stay hidden, stay small." But I am alone and fearful. So I cry for my mother, but the wolves hear my cries. They draw near, circling, pacing. One nips my leg, breaks my flesh, and I cry louder, "Mother, mother, why aren't you here? Mother, it hurts. Mother, I'm bleeding." As the wolf pack closes in, she emerges from the woodline and chases them away, while I lay on the damp grass, bleeding, terrified, and unsteady on my feet. Mother feeds me, then leaves me again, and I watch as yellow eyes draw near again and again. The fawn response is a trauma instinct often rooted in childhood CPTSD, or complex post-traumatic stress disorder. The above poem tells a story through the metaphor of a newborn fawn. It reflects the fear, abandonment, and survival coping patterns many people carry into adulthood without realizing it. There are 4 trauma responses, not just fight or flight. There's fight, confront the danger. Flight, run from the danger. Freeze, shut down, go numb. Fawn, appease the danger so it won't hurt you. Fawning is not weakness. It is not being fake. It is not people-pleasing. It is a survival strategy learned in childhood inside unpredictable or emotionally dangerous households. Fawning is when your nervous system decides, if I can keep them happy, I'll stay safe. So you stay small. Avoid conflict, soothe other people's emotions, predict their reactions, smooth things over, shrink your needs, hide your pain, agree even when you disagree, walk on eggshells, perform calmness when you're screaming inside, adapt instantly to someone's mood shift, apologize for things that aren't your fault, become hyper-empathetic to prevent blow-ups, give more than you receive, fear being too much, fear being misunderstood, fear upsetting anyone. It is self-erasure as protection. And you learned it because you had to survive the adults around you, especially the ones with unpredictable tempers, mood swings, emotional neglect, addictions, narcissistic traits, jealousy, spite, shame-based parenting, weaponized silence, and emotional volatility. Sound familiar? Children don't have the option to leave unsafe situations. So a child's body learns, if I can just stay small, calm, agreeable, perfect, maybe they won't explode. That becomes a reflex. a personality trait, a way of being. But truly, it's a trauma reflex, not your personality. And in adult life, it shows up when you try to confide in your friend and instantly regret it, when your partner acts jealous and you shrink yourself, when you apologize for expressing valid feelings, when you blame yourself for another's emotional immaturity, when you carry guilt for wanting true connection, when you tell yourself inside thoughts because you feel bad after sharing, when you try to soften the truth to prevent conflict. Your entire nervous system is wired to keep the peace at any cost, even when you are the one dying under the weight of it. That is the Fawn response. I'm going to say this with love, but with absolute feral clarity. Your softness is real, but your extreme attunement to others' emotions is trauma-born. Your guilt for having needs is trauma, not truth. Your instinct to protect the feelings of others while ignoring your own, that's fawning. It's intuition, yes, but the instant, oh no, I shouldn't have said anything, recoil is fawning. Your inability to tolerate other people being upset with you, fawning. Your lifelong people-pleasing, fawning. Apologizing when you're the one hurt, fawning. Staying in a relationship when you feel unsafe, unseen, or smothered, fawning. Making yourself the easy one, fawning. Choosing silence over truth, fawning. Being the emotional shock absorber for everyone, fawning. It is not your fault. It is a brilliant survival strategy your nervous system built in response to keep you alive. But now, it's suffocating you. So how do we heal it? Slowly, tenderly, gently. By learning these truths, you are allowed to have preferences. You are allowed to upset people. You are allowed to set boundaries. You are allowed to say no. You are allowed to have needs. You are allowed to leave relationships that drain you. You are allowed to speak truth without cushioning it. You are allowed to stop protecting other people's feelings at your own expense. And the biggest one, you are allowed to exist without making yourself small. Fawning isn't your flaw. It is your origin story, your survival story, your genius. It is the shape your nervous system took to survive a childhood where you were punished for protecting yourself. For honesty, for having emotions, for caretaking your own needs, for discomforting the adults around you, for exposing their behavior, for wanting connection, for wanting safety. A child who grows up like that becomes hyper-aware, hyper-responsible, hyper-empathetic, hyper-intuitive, hypersensitive, hyper-vigilant, hyper-accommodating, which looks like she's so kind, she's so easy, she's so understanding, she's so giving, so warm, so patient, so selfless. But what people don't see is she's so afraid of being hurt. She's so conditioned to make the pain stop. She's so used to being punished for existing. She's so practiced at shrinking. She's so desperate for peace, she'll sacrifice herself for it. She's so terrified of abandonment, she'll absorb anything to avoid it. The world may have only ever met the fawn version of you, my friend. The real you, the feral feminine, the one who can burn through illusions, change lives, whose emotions have gravitational pull, the one who knows truth in her bones, she has been buried under decades of instinctive appeasing. You may have never been allowed to fully exist, not even once. That's why you feel like you're suffocating. It isn't just depression, it's self-erasure trauma. And here's the part that might break you open in the best way. You are not broken. You've just never been safe enough to stop fawning. That's all. Put you in a relationship where you feel unjudged, unmonitored, not resented, not controlled, not mocked, not punished for connection, not punished for joy, not punished for needs, not punished for boundaries, but welcomed, revered, met intellectually, emotionally, physically, spiritually, and your entire personality changes. Your essence expands. Your wild comes back online. Your voice returns to your throat. Your body stops bracing for impact. Your soul stops whispering and starts howling. That is why your internal world might feel like a prison right now. That is why you might grieve even when, quote unquote, nothing happened. And the woman you are when you're not fawning, that is the woman the world is waiting for. That is the woman inside you who has never been given permission to be seen. That is the death of the good girl. And that is how the feral feminine reclaims her voice.